Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you what I've been doing with the Simon Says Stamp October 2017 card kit. I had initially started to do a 10 card 1 kit video, but all my cards are really simple and very basic, and it's like, well, how many times do you want to see me putting double-sided tape on card and then layering it onto something else? So I thought I would just run you through the ones that I'd made, and there was quite a lot of cards in the end, and I'm really pleased with how they came out. This was a beautiful kit. So here quickly, just to run through what came in the kit. So the lollipop, which always comes, the embossing powder, the navy blue embossing powder, the multi-matte medium. There is also a little applicator with a very fine soft tip on the end, which was really useful. The little flower die that came in the kit, an emboss it pen to use with the embossing powder, the stamp set, which is brush stroke messages, I can't say that very well, and then the beautiful paper pad, which has all this rose gold foiling in it, two cream pearlized envelopes, and then there is the cardstock, which was a deep navy blue, a grey, a slightly off-white, and then this sheet of sort of a rose gold, which was just beautiful and matched very nicely with the foiling in the paper pack. I also, knowing I didn't really have an awful lot in the sort of rose gold vein, I'd ordered myself a packet of rose gold sequins. There's 3 different sizes in this pack, and I'd also then ordered a jewel picker to help me pick up the sequins, particularly the little ones. Now here is the first card I made. This was the pink paper, which had a very thin stripe of the rose gold in it, and I just matted it onto some black, put it on an angle onto the navy blue card, and added in just a few of the sequins and just stamped, and I'd used my MISTI to stamp, and VersaFine black ink, You Are Loved, which came out of the stamp set. The next card, this was super quick and simple because I just cut a wide strip of the pattern paper, stamped on one of the sayings, just wanted to say you're amazing, and the little heart, again in VersaFine black ink, matted it onto a little bit of black card and then straight onto my white card base. I really like the simplicity of this card kit. The papers were lovely, so I made a lot of quick, easy cards. This one is the floral paper that was in the kit, and I cut up quite a big thick strip and matted it again onto the black and then onto the card base. I also fussy cut out one of the flowers and some of the leaves from the leftover piece of paper, and then stuck them on with a little bit of some 3D foam tape. In the center of the flowers, I have added some black gemstones that I had, just for a little bit of extra interest. Oh, this one was so easy. It's almost simple to actually put on here. I cut out this piece of paper, stuck it onto matted it onto some black, and I stamped the sentiment Happy Birthday in black VersaFine ink. Also matted that strip of paper onto some black, stuck it on, and I just drew a couple of strings in, pretending that some of these were balloons. Super quick, super easy, but kind of cute. This next one, I used a die from, hold on, I have it in front of me. It's a Simon Says stamp die, frames. So for this one, I took the rose gold inside with the black frame. I stamped Happy Birthday onto it using StazOn ink for this, and I used my MISTI as well because I needed to stamp it a few times because the rose gold card is, it's coated, so it needed a little bit of extra help. Matted a strip of the larger dot paper onto a piece of black, put it onto the white cardstock, put my now little embellishment on top, and then I've just added some black gems. Oh, this was my shaker card. This took me quite a long time to do. I cut out of black, so I cut out the flower die 3 times. I then stuck my acetate down, and then I had also cut the flower die out of the rose gold card. So then I stuck down the outside, the outline of that. I then had actually made the shaker element. So I'd put, my 3D foam and then put the sequins in and everything and put something on the back. And then I'm like, oh, I need a sentiment. So I took the stamp, You Got This, and heat embossed it in white. Oh, this one was really pretty. Used the rose gold insides. I had some black outline ones, and what I've done is I've just stuck them down onto some of the grey card, added some of these small, well, actually a random size of the black gemstones, stamped Happy Birthday onto a piece of scrap white, mounted everything onto some black cardstock, and then again I've mounted onto the rose gold cardstock and onto the grey card base. Really liked how this one came out. This next one, again, I was using the one of the frames that I had then made from that Simon Says stamp frame die. So I've got a white inside, and it actually has very tiny random dots of the rose gold on it. And then I had a rose gold frame. Then I put it into the frame that I had cut out from the black, mounted it onto some rose gold, added a flower, the die cut flower, which was black in the middle, rose gold on the outside, and I put a gemstone in the middle. And then it needed a little bit more, so I took the large dotty paper and just mounted a panel of that onto black and then onto the card. This one was nice because I thought it came out to be quite masculine. I've taken the navy blue cardstock, mounted it onto some black, and then using my MISTI, I stamped Happy Birthday on it 4 or 5 times. And then just on some scrap white, just stamped the sentiment, just wanted to say you're amazing. Mounted it onto a little bit of black, some 3D foam, mounted it onto the panel. This one was using the stamp set, and let me find out where I wrote it down. And I completely took the idea for this one from Tina from Cards and Coffee Time YouTube channel. She did one very similar to this, and I really loved it. And I thought it just worked so nicely with the navy blue. And I was using, the only ink I had that matched the navy blue was a Fabrico fabric ink. But it worked really well. It just took a little bit longer to dry. At this point then I have done my 10 cards, one kit, and I had decided to change my mind and do it slightly differently. And I went through some of my stash and I started to add in a few bits and pieces which I could then use. So I have these tiny little flowers. They're kind of plastic and they went quite well with the rose gold. So I bought in a handful of those. I also had this strip of mosaic tiles, kind of tiles, in navy blue. And I've had them for years and I've hardly used them at all. So I thought, oh, well, they won't work nicely with the navy blue as well. I had a set of peel-off words. Now, I didn't take a picture of the black ones, so I'm showing you these ones in silver. But the ones I've used have actually a black glitter, which also went really well. And I used some of these pink gemstones. I also had nearly a full sheet of the black ones. Again, I didn't take a video of that beforehand, but as you can see from what was left there, there's hardly anything left, which it just makes me very happy when I can use up stuff, because then I can justify buying some more. For this card, I took a panel from a floral sheet, but it didn't have any of the rose gold accents on it. That's it. So I took that and used it as my background. I mounted it onto some rose gold. I took a strip of the navy blue with the thin rose gold stripe. Again, mounted that onto some rose gold. I did actually add in another sheet of rose gold card that I had in my stash. And then I took some of the little flowers, those little plastic flowers, and I stuck them down with some glossy accents. I then put some distress stickles, and this one actually is in walnut stain, but it was close enough to black. I made a little panel out of the rose gold and just put one of the peel-offs Make a Wish on. Put that on some 3D foam and stuck it down. Oh, this one came out really cute as well. I love simple cards. So just a strip of the large dotty cardstock, randomly put down, although now I look at it, it doesn't look quite so random, but stuck down some of these little plastic flowers. I've mounted it onto black, onto the white cardstock. In the center of each of the flower, I've stuck one of the black gemstones that I have, and just put the large Best Wishes peel off on there, which also, it's not really showing on camera, but it is glittery, but it's a bit subtle. It's not like, wow, in your face glittery. But worked really well with this kit. This one, you'll see there's going to be a lot of variations of the same. You know, I like a stripe down the middle matted onto black, and then just a simple happy birthday sticker on the rose gold, and then added in some of the sequins just to give it a little bit more oomph. Again, as I say, very similar, the different dotty paper, the stripe going the other way, matted onto some rose gold and some sequins. And for this one, I put just some stickles in the middle of the sequins to make it pop a little bit more. Oh, this one was using up some of my leftover bits of the flowers that I'd die cut. So I had a black inside piece, a rose gold outside, stuck it onto a little rose gold panel with a black gemstone in the middle, stamped happy birthday, matted it all onto some black and then onto some rose gold. And here again, a strip of card across the card, a piece of black cardstock underneath, just a small panel, again mounted onto black, with one of the peel-offs in, or they also had some little stars on this peel-off sheet. And then I've also 3D foamed that just to give it a bit of dimension. Oh, this one came out really well. I like this. So I took a piece of the cardstock, matted it onto, actually I matted this one onto navy blue. I know, shock horror, eh? And then I took these little mosaic pieces that I have and just added some on as accent. And something about this one just makes my heart happy. This one, quick and easy and simple. You know, with a lot of these, the cardstock just did all the work for you. So all I did was cut a piece of the cardstock, matted it onto black, and then took the peel-offs and just added them on, because there were some candle peel-offs also on this sheet. Yeah, just super simple cards. All of these are just super quick and simple cards. Oh, this one was pretty. This one, I took the floral pattern paper, which had the rose gold outlines on, added some rose gold. I don't know, are they brads? Are they snaps? I don't really know what the difference is, to be honest. In the four corners, matted it onto some black, stamped the sentiment thank you on some rose gold, again I used StazOn ink for that, matted it onto some black, stuck it onto the panel, and added a few gems to the middle of the flowers. Using the very large circles on the paper. I was using the insides of the die cuts, the black ones that I have done, and I've stuck those little pink flowers, plastic flowers I had in the middle, and put a gem in the middle. Took the sentiment Best Wishes off the peel-off sheet, mounted it onto some of the rose gold, matted it onto black, and then I've put that on with some 3D foam tape. For this one, really, again, just let the paper do the talking. Cut 2 squares out. Well, they're kind of not that square, but matted it onto some black, added the sentiment from the peel-off sheet, and then again some of the little mosaic tiles in the navy blue. Again, I used the rose gold brads onto this navy blue cardstock. And I cut out in the rose gold card a thank you, and this came from a Simon Says stamp die. This is called Hand Lettered Greetings. This one I'm also trying to use up all the little bits and pieces that I've die cut, so this was what was left over from the previous frames, and I've added in these, they're gems, I've added in some gems. These are quite sparkly gems, so this one, although it looks plain on camera, is actually quite sparkly in real life. A variation on the theme, again using the striped card in a sort of odd shape, stamped happy birthday, put in some more sequins. And this last one I was really just trying to use up everything I had left. So I had some small scraps of paper which I've just cut down a little bit, mounted onto some black, using the peel off stickers, as many as possible, and that actually was the last card. And these are all the scraps that I have left. To be honest, I probably could get one more card out of these. I did see somebody, I'm not sure who it was, I would need to check, who did a really nice one using, you know, making little banners. But I have got 25 cards, and I'm really happy with how they all look, and I feel that I have got my money's worth out of this kit, which at the end of the day with the kits, this is really what I want. And I hope you found it useful. I know all the cards are quite plain and simple, but if you do have the kit and maybe have some bits left over and are not sure what to do, I'm hoping that some of mine will be a little bit inspirational for you. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.